Joined by the Speaker of the City of Johannesburg as well as the Chief Whip. I did see the MEC for Human Settlements, Makhubele, but let's just get perspective from the Speaker and the Chief Whip. Thank you for joining us. This is of course a huge tragedy, 64 dead and counting. Is this not an indictment on government given the hijacked building crisis that we have been seeing?
Thank you very much, Heidi. Indeed a tragedy, and as the City of Johannesburg we are really saddened. We send our condolences to the family and to the affected community. Look, this thing is a two-edged sword. It's not an indictment only to government. I think we have to understand it in the context of what it is. Number one, these hijacked buildings, we've known them, we've been dealing with it, but the justice system fails us when it comes to identifying these hijackers themselves and then prosecuting, etc. Somehow they are let off their hook along the justice system. Number two, it has to do with lawlessness, also on the part of citizens. We have embarked on civic education to really teach the citizens, understand that things like this, they result in tragedy. You know, lawlessness, they don't want to abide to the bylaws of the city. You ask them to move, they refuse. And you know, we've got also laws as a country that we need to change. That says, it's the same that happens in the informal settlement. If somebody chooses to dwell somewhere for a period of time, you can't evict them unless you give them alternative accommodation, etc. And it becomes a burden of government on how do we deal with the citizens that have just lawlessly placed themselves where they want to be. It's the same as informal settlements that place themselves by the flood lines, knowing very well that it's a dangerous spot. When floods come, there will be tragedies that happen. We are trying very hard to instill that education, to say in this world-class African city, we cannot have it without world-class African citizens who understand and work with government and really collaborate even with law enforcers when they ask them to move, when they ask them to do this, identify the hijackers, this is unsafe. You would have seen MMC Kunene tried to deal with the hijacked buildings. We got a lot of backlash as a City of Joburg from NGOs that purport it's human rights. Human rights of a certain sector of people cannot override and supersede the human right of everybody else as a society, and also the city's right to do its job and to make sure that everybody is safe and to make sure that buildings like this, it doesn't end up in a tragedy, you know, that we have seen today. So it's a combination of factors, from the government, from the justice system, from lawlessness of the citizen, just the general ill discipline of our community and our members. It's a problem.